stop?
Hidden ball trick.
Can we
Hidden
wait
ball
another
trick.
20 minutes?
No. Seriously?
No.
Dude, I got shit to do tonight.
Sorry. We talking about sit. Never mind.
All right.
Ugh.
Okay. All right. We couldn't record last week because I had MRSA and it affected my elbow and it got really bad.
Did you finally go see a doctor?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they cut it out. Remember?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Then they
Who was your doctor?
They checked his prostate for no reason, but
I checked my prostate.
Did they end up packing it?
Nope.
his prostate or the MRSA?
Both.
Oh.
Nope.
So it didn't do that thing where you squeeze your arm too much, stuff came out, right?
No, I did that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I popped it all out.
Yeah.
You
so
don't point that over here.
There's nothing to come out anymore.
It doesn't matter. I don't
I'm
care.
gonna be pissed if I get shot in the face with
No,
that.
there's nothing to come out. I'm MRSA free.
He's tried.
Ooh,
He's sitting there.
if
He's
it
sitting
was
there trying to be like a messed up Spider-Man. Like,
That's what I was talking about. They packed it because they packed it with strings, so you could just look like.
Nah, they cut it. They cut it, and then it drained out, and then it refilled, and then instead of going back, I popped it, and then I went back to work, and workman's comp's like, you cannot be at work. You need to leave now.
You gave it to. They gave it to you.
I really hope this isn't a hidden ball trick because no one's gonna be want to listen to this crap.
Yeah, so wait, I'm confused. Did you go see a doctor?
Yes.
Who was your doctor?
No.
No was your doctor.
That was
Strange.
Wait, who was strange?
My doctor.
Why? What did he do?
He looked at my elbow. I just told you it was infected with MRSA.
so.
Okay, so you
Oh.
saw a doctor.
I literally just told you that, Daniel.
Who was your doctor?
No.
No was your doctor.
You asked me who was my doctor, and I answered no.
Correct. So no was your doctor.
I'm saying no to who was my doctor.
So who was your doctor?
No.
You told me he wasn't your doctor?
Correct.
Okay, I'm really confused. Who's strange then?
The doctor.
Why? What did he do?
He looked at my elbow for the third time.
God damn it, Adam.
Insane. Thank you.
I will give you. I will give you to this. That was the most acting I have seen anyone in this place do. Because for like 3 minutes, I was just like, "Are they really having this damn conversation?" And then I noticed how intently Daniel just kept scrolling.
Yeah, I couldn't. First of all,
I thought you were gonna Google his doctor. I'm just like, I'm his brother, and I don't give that much of a shit about his medical history.
I couldn't look at him because I was trying to do it serious. He's like, because I messaged him. I said, "Hey, can you do this funny skit with me?" He's like, "Sure." I said, "Well, it's really stupid. So if you don't want to do it, that's fine." So I sent it. He's like, "Yeah, all right, we'll do it." And he said, "Are we supposed to do it serious?" I said, "I want to, but I guarantee you, I'm gonna fuck it up." So
You just get really animated. Daniel's just like, keep going, and very believable, but Adam's just like,
so was it funny?
enjoyed it.
until it starts.
I did. I think it's the thought that counts.
How quickly did you know it was a
I told you it took me a lot longer than I want to. I care to announce because I was sitting here watching you two, and I was like, they're not even making eye contact.
I thought he was checking to see if you guys went to the same doctor.
Oh, we go to the same doctor. I checked his prostate. He checked mine. Okay. Anyway, moving
Like
on.
normally, you two are like staring deeply into each other's eyes, and I
Oh,
was
there's
like,
no way I'd start laughing.
I was like, Daniel's staring at his phone, Adam's staring. I was like, what the fuck?
There's-
I could have made more contact if I had more than 10 minutes worth of notice. Like, he sends it to me. I am here at work getting ready for the event today, and he sends me, "Hey, can you do this script?" I guess I'm just reading it from my phone. Sure.
Well played.
Thank you.
I applaud you.
Anyway, so that's a clue. That's a clue to tonight's episode. We're talking about MRSA infections. Okay, here we go. All right. Hello and welcome to the 42nd episode of Damage Control Podcasting, a professionally unprofessional look at the conventions, ideas, and genres in filmmaking. I'm here with...
Daniel Newkirk.
Cody Dietrich.
Tyler Tipton.
All right. Tonight, October 7th, marks the premiere of Season 11, or Series 37, of Doctor Who.
Yay.
This time, the Time Lord regenerates into a lady.
Sorry, regenerated.
Into a lady?
Yeah.
Oh,
They do it at the Christmas special
Oh.
because they make jokes that on Christmas they kill the Doctor.
Okay. So
Like every Christmas they kill a doctor?
No, not every Christmas.
Oh,
But
okay.
usually when the new Doctor premieres is they kill them in the Christmas episode.
Thank God
Okay.
you are here.
yeah, so Tyler really wanted to do this episode. None of us
Since day one.
None of us know anything about Doctor Who. I know a little bit, and I'm kind of, by the research I've done, I'm a little bit intrigued now. I kind of want to watch. Didn't it used to be on
TARDIS
Netflix?
Wiki. Yeah, they took it off.
Ah,
Now you can only watch it on iPlayer, and that's only available if you live in the UK.
do you have any DVDs?
No, I watch it on our sister-in-law's Amazon Prime account.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so tonight's trivia looks like it's all up to you, buddy. I thought at least Daniel knew some of the stuff.
I know some words that I think are Doctor Who related.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, first trivia. So anyway, we're talking about Doctor Who. It's the premiere of the Lady Doctor. Tyler, is there bad stuff going on about the Doctor being a lady, or it's not the first time though, is it? Hasn't she? Because at one point, the Doctor was said to be a baby girl or a little girl.
That was in the series 9 first episode. There's a exchange between Doctor's companion and Missy, who is the Doctor's nemesis. Was originally the Master, who became Missy, who changed genders, and they do an exchange where she says he stole the moon, kidnapped the president's daughter, and I've known him since he was a little girl. 2 of those are a lie.
Yeah, I saw that clip. So which
And-
one's a lie?
I think all of them are a lie. It's a fact that the first incarnation of the Doctor was a guy.
But okay, all right. Anyway, so before we get into it, tonight's trivia: name as many of the actors that portrayed the Doctor as possible.
David Tennant.
David Tennant, yes.
You cheated that one.
That's all I got.
William Hartnell,
William Hartnell.
Patrick Troughton,
Okay.
John Pertwee,
Okay.
Tom Baker.
Okay.
Then it is Peter Davison.
Yes.
Colin Baker.
Yes.
Sylvester McCoy.
Yes.
That's 7. 8 is Paul McGann.
Yes.
War Doctor is John Hurt. 10 is, I always butcher his last name, Christopher Eccleston.
Yes.
10
Tennant.
is David Tennant. 11 is Matt Smith. 12 is Peter Capaldi. 13 is Jodie Whittaker. Peter Cushing played him in a non-canon
That's
version.
all. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Okay.
So is there a mnemonic device to remember the doctors?
Nope. You just
I am so glad Tyler's
just-
there.
you just-
No kidding.
Otherwise, me and you will be doing that skit for an hour and a half. You know?
So you put emphasis on the War Doctor. Is there any special reason why he's just the War Doctor?
because one of the biggest events, Doctor Who went from 63 to 87, and then it went off the air, and then they made a TV movie. It was a US-UK joint production with the 8th Doctor, and it did horrible. And then they revived it in 2005, and they completely changed everything. Before, you heard of Gallifrey, which was the Time Lord.
Don't get too much into that yet. We still got trivia.
You're taking all the
Basically,
stuff
he was
researched.
he was
what
an
he's trying to
he was
say.
an incarnation that no one knew about,
Right.
that no one talked about.
All right. So accordions.
Accordion.
Accordion.
Is Weird Al in this?
Weird Al plays accordions. According to theguardian.com, these are the Doc's greatest villains. Okay.
Do we need to be very specific about this?
More Atlantic, if you would.
Okay,
Yes.
Dialect.
He is the Doctor's Moriarty, a renegade Time Lord.
Master.
Yes. Thought by some to be too scary for children, they are terrifying not only to look at but psychologically too, with their ability to erase themselves from the memory of anyone who's
The
seen.
silence.
Yes. You guys can chime in at any point in time.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Who came from the planet?
Daleks.
No.
Dalek.
No. Who came?
Dialect.
The sonic screwdriver?
No.
Okay,
Who,
that's all.
Cyberman.
who came from the planet Mondus and
Cybermen.
Yes.
I said that.
Well,
one.
actually, the only
Did you? Oh, I'm
only
sorry.
the Mondasian Cybermen came from that planet.
Creator Terry Nation,
The
who
TARDIS.
Daleks.
who grew up.
Daleks.
You know who they are, despite. What are you, like a Doctor Who nerd?
The only reason we're able to do this episode is
Do you know how annoyed I was when I had to pack up all my Doctor Who stuff?
Our
including boxes?
statues, they are statues that can only move.
Weeping
when-
Angels.
That I watched a clip of that episode. That I really want to see that episode.
It's creepy and scary
Yeah.
as hell. Like, it's not because they just outright kill you. It's just,
They're,
the implications.
they're the
of it.
nicest psychopaths you'll ever meet.
And supposedly they're fallen Time Lords.
That's one theory.
Are blank an imprisoned demon that claimed to be the basis of the devil as he appeared across all religions?
I believe they just called him the Beast.
Yes. Now this is a question everyone can answer. Are you a Doctor DR or a Doctor DOCTOR? Which, when you spell it, what do you spell?
DR.
Yeah, me too. I'm a DR.
Almost always, if it's involved in a name, it's DR. If it is like if I'm going to go see the doctor, I spell it out.
Really?
Yeah, I only abbreviate if it's like a title.
Look at this
Like
grammar
Mr. and
nerd
Mrs.
over here.
Says coming from the guy who just beasted through all of the Doctor Who trivia before the questions were done.
So what are you, Tyler?
Same as Daniel.
Man, I always say I always say doctor. I always write out DR. no matter what.
Really,
You're not like-
even if I see the word doctor spelled out, I always say DR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you going? I gotta go to the DR.
There goes the DR.
You're going to the Dominican Republic?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if no one knows anything about Doctor Who, just pick on me. At least I'll get us through the episode. So with
That's what our listeners come for, right? I mean,
so with the new episode premiering tonight, Tyler being our resident Doctor Whovian, is that what you guys call yourselves?
I don't call myself that, but they do.
Okay, whatever.
I don't walk around being like, I'm a Whovian.
Tyler wanted to do an exploring DCP episode of the show. So, I got the Wikipedia Doctor Who premise. Tyler, what is the premise of Doctor Who, basically? None of us know it. Sell it to us.
Okay.
Use all your skills that you got from the Pitching a Flick episode
That was
that
a
we did.
horrible-
Episode 41.
That episode was pretty rough.
That was harsh.
I like that episode. You guys disappeared on me for like 20 minutes.
So am I pitching it like
Maybe
the
that's
original
why
show,
that's
or am
why
I pitching
you
it
liked it.
now?
Because we
No,
were
no, no.
gone.
Just what's the? We don't know anything about Doctor Who.
The premise is you have a time traveling alien who likes to find human companions, travel through space and time, saving the world, universe.
So,
Everything.
do they look like these dudes? What? You say he's an alien, so they're humanoids. That's what they actually look like.
Time Lords we look like Time Lords. That's how it's explained in the show. There's a scene in the show where they say, you look like a human, and he goes, we came first, you look like us.
So it's a Prometheus thing. You guys seeded Earth.
The only difference is Time Lords have a dual circulatory system, so they have 2 hearts.
I thought they had more than that.
Nope, they have 2
Does
hearts.
that ever come into play in the show? As like David Tennant ever got shot in the heart, and he's like, "Oh, I'm all right. My left one's good."
No, there's a scene where 11 has a heart attack, and
Which
one of
one's
his...
is it Capaldi?
No, it's Matt Smith.
Oh, okay.
So, like, one heart stops working, and he makes a joke. He's like, I don't get how you people just function with one.
Okay, so the new season's coming on. The new series coming on. Sell it to us, man. Like, what's the reason to watch this show? So it's about it. What's a Time Lord? Do you guys know what a Time Lord is?
He just explained
Time traveling alien.
It's a time travel. What? How do you the title? Well, okay, a xenomorph. Yeah, it's an alien that has acid in its blood. What's the purpose of it? What's the purpose of a Time Lord?
What's the purpose of Time Lord?
Yeah, like how do you get the title Time Lord? Is it just
go
a
to
name of a race or what?
It's like being a doctor. Like everyone on the planet Gallifrey is a Gallifreyan, but I'm trying to think of how to figure it out. You can be from this planet and not be a Time Lord. Like you go to school and you become.
So it's a
Time
job.
Lord.
It's a job.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
You observe.
We're getting somewhere.
Shut
Dan.
up.
Ow!
Sorry.
You observe.
Just hit me with your
time.
Mercer.
You now have MRSA.
You observe different points in time. Like
Did I say my HIV joke the other day?
God, I hope
No.
not. Are you positive?
Where I told when I first got MRSA, when I first got MRSA, I told my mom I was in the emergency room.
Yeah, you told us that.
Oh, okay.
No one cares.
Okay.
So
Apparently, she didn't care either.
the whole
She didn't
point
find it funny.
of Time Lords is Time Lords are supposed to have this non-interact with anything. They're just supposed to observe.
So it's
and
Star
learn.
Trek.
Yeah.
Well, what's that called?
Prime Directive.
Prime Directive. So they have the Prime Directive.
Yeah.
Are
And
they in
then
the same universe? Have they ever crossed universes?
Yeah, I believe they have.
Has in this, if we slow down the Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, the Council, will we see Doctor Who in there anywhere?
No.
Okay.
That's a completely different.
Because you said Star Trek and then you said Star Wars.
But doesn't Star Wars and Star Trek exist in the same universe?
No, I believe not.
No.
They never crossed over?
no, because one's
Not
in a galaxy far, far away.
officially.
What's the one I sent you? And you said, yeah, it's on my reading list.
Oh, Transformers Star Trek.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
that's going to crossover. Green Lantern is a Star Trek crossover. Planet of the Apes and Star Trek crossover.
Yeah.
There is a Star Trek theory that Star Wars and Star Trek are in the same universe, or are in the same universe but different galaxies, or
Oh.
different universes but the same universe.
They're
Like,
in uncharted space.
yeah, the Star Wars universe is taking place in the uncharted space where you have the outer rim in Star Wars that is the barrier between the Star Wars universe and the Star Trek universe. So you just have to traverse it because there is a comment. There is a Star Trek race. I don't remember the name, but they call warp space fluid space. And when they go light speed, they jump using the space fluidity. And then there's a villain in the Star Wars books. I think it was in the Shadow of the Empire books.
Okay.
There's a race that comes in from them, and they talk about the fluidity of space where they come from.
So that was probably a Trekkie writing for Star Wars.
Yeah, so there's a theory that these two alien races are connected or have the same understanding of warp travel, and that these are two different universes in the same universe.
Okay.
For Star Trek, Star Wars.
Huh. Now, I am joking around, but all the research that I did for Doctor Who, I actually kind of dug some of it. I couldn't find the actual episodes. I watched a bunch of clips.
The hardest part of watching the revival series is making it past the first few episodes of the Ninth Doctor. Because they are.
I kind of dug. I watched a lot of clips of the one they call the Cosmic Hobo.
That's the second Doctor. That's.
I really dug him because there's one scene where one of the characters asked him to explain time and space or something, and he goes, "That's really complicated." And he looked at the guy standing next to him and goes, "You explain it," and he just walked away.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so it's a job.
Yeah.
So their job is basically the Prime Directive.
Yes, and the Doctor is a renegade Time Lord in the sense that he interferes in. Well, I mean, now he interferes. When the series first started, it started as a kid show.
Yeah,
So
wasn't it
was
like a Doctor or a Bill Nye the Science Guy type show where it was like a
basically like he would travel to the future, and that would teach kids science, and then you travel to the past, and that taught kids history.
So what caused it? What caused the actual show, the actual physical show, to be more of a narrative show rather than, was it ratings dropped or?
Well, I think ratings kept going up, so then they changed. More people. It wasn't just kids watching it; it was more people were starting to watch it, and they were getting like a bigger adult audience. So then they changed it to keep them.
Has anything? I don't mean I'm just trying to expand the episode since. Has anything like that happened with any other show? Like what's another equal to? Has any American show ever been like, this is the premise? I guess American Horror Story, but that's more of an anthology show. Like, what is there another show that had this is the premise, and then changed to a whole different premise? Or is that literally the only show that's ever done that?
Off the top of my head, I can't think.
Because that would be like Dateline NBC, all of a sudden becoming like Law and Order Dateline or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty much.
Yeah, like I can't think of anything that made that drastic of a change. I mean, you have a few, like, they go from like horror to drama or action comedy to comedy horror or something like that, but you don't have anything that drastic where you go from informational educational show into science fiction adventure. You know, that's a pretty big jump.
Well, it was
I
always
can't
science
think of
fiction,
anything
and
that
he's
would've done that.
using time travel. It changed it up from, learn this interesting new thing to like, let's go on an adventure, Timmy.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. I
mean,
want to get Daniel's opinion. Is this science fiction or is this science space? What did you call Star Wars?
Space fantasy.
So what do you classify this as?
I would need to know more, but my initial opinion would be to call it science fiction, because it seems like they have a lot of really well thought out ideas behind their concepts.
Okay.
And like when we were doing some talking a couple of weeks ago, when we were doing some prep for this episode, a lot of the things that Tyler was telling me about really seemed a lot like the stuff that you would expect to hear from a science fiction, as opposed to what Star Wars is, which is space fantasy
Okay.
or
Prep.
space opera.
I was like,
Hey, I had to
"What are you
write
laughing
that.
at?"
I had to write that comedy sketch. You know how long it took me to come up with 3 doctors?
He had to look at No
You
Strange
didn't
and
come up
Who.
with one of those though.
Huh?
Doctor Strange, come on.
Yeah, but it took me like forever to come up with No. I was like, what's another doctor? I was like,
Doctor No. It sounds like, it sounds like an anti-smoking doctor. Remember, when you think about smoking, just think of Doctor No.
he was actually a really bad guy in the movie. Okay.
But did he smoke?
Holy shit, I think he did.
Oh,
He did. I think he smoked the ones with the Cruella de Vil sticks.
Maybe
He
that
did.
maybe that was his whole thing. He was smoking so that you didn't have to.
He did smoke because he had that messed up hand where it would like crush metal, but he could somehow hold those Cruella de Vil things.
Did he smoke like a 16-year-old French girl too?
Well, how do you smoke? How do you hold a cigarette?
I don't.
None of us.
I don't.
Oh.
I don't smoke. I.
What? Oh. Am I revealing too much? 2 fingers?
Yeah.
I would assume if I were to smoke, I would smoke like that.
This is
but-
a great visual gag for,
Yeah,
right.
for an audio medium.
There's some person listening to this like, oh
What are
my
they
God,
do- what are they
I
doing?
know what they're doing.
Yeah. Okay. All
I
right.
can relate.
Okay.
Are we supposed to have like video for the podcast like 3 or 4 episodes ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no.
I seem to remember.
Hey,
during
where's our
prep-
Reddit?
Yeah, how's the Reddit doing, Cody?
Well, you can still find us on Dan Control Podcasting.
Okay. Well, we're getting way carried away.
That's a nice deflection there, by the way.
No problem.
We're getting way. Yeah. No, I appreciate the rules. We're getting way carried. So Gallifrey.
Gallifrey.
Okay. This is the question I genuinely had when I was doing the research.
Okay.
Besides Star Wars, most sci-fi flicks and stories, if it's not based upon an invasion of Earth or intelligent beings coming to Earth, it's Earthlings going out. Besides Star Wars, as far as I know, besides the Chewbacca Han Solo what if story, why does the Doctor come to Earth? And is a lot of it take place? I mean, is there something special about us? Because you just said we're based off of Time Lords, so are we like the seeds across?
No, there's one theory in the TV movie. The 8th Doctor says that
Eccleston?
he says that he's part Time Lord on his mother's side. So then that led to the theory that the Doctor's part human. That's why he has such an affection for Earth. And then they touch on that later in the finale for series 9, I think.
So Gallifreyans are completely. Am I making this way too hard on? Am I overthinking this?
Maybe a
There,
little bit,
there's
but-
nothing that says that human beings are like a subspecies of Gallifreyans.
Okay.
It's just we evolved similar. The only reason that Time Lords can travel through time is because 3 early ancient Gallifreyans created time travel, and when they actually call them this, that when you're a time tot or a baby Gallifreyan, once you become a certain age, you look into, they call the untempered schism, which is basically the vortex of time, and then you decide if you're going to become a Time Lord or not.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed on my research is that like they've got some lot of weird names for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like almost everything's got a name.
And the problem with that, with trying to figure everything out, is there's in 50 plus years, like there's the TV serials, there's the Big Finish audio books, there's regular book, like there's so much source material to go off of.
That's a good point. So, because the original Doctor Who franchise or intellectual property isn't owned by the same person or the same entity that had it when it first started. So much like when Marvel or when Disney bought out Star Wars or was sold, Disney didn't buy them out. I guess Lucas just sold it to him. Did the new entity cut out like this is canon, this isn't? I mean, is there a specific canonized thing of Doctor Who, or is it literally just everything thrown at the wall and they somehow figure it out?
It's pretty much well everything. The way that I understand it, it's pretty much well everything's thrown at the wall.
Because I believe they sell it as because time is a timey-wimey thingy.
A big ball of wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff.
That sentence got away from you, didn't it?
Okay, so that's actually
Yeah.
a scene from Doctor Who?
Yeah,
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I didn't realize that.
yeah. It's in the
Weeping
Blink,
Angels.
the Blink episode, which
Yeah.
is a very good episode.
Yes. It's a creepy episode.
It is. It is one of my favorite new Doctor Who monsters.
So I want to touch on something real quick
Yeah, yeah.
before we get too far off of it. So you said that the 8th Doctor was part Gallifreyan and part human.
That's one of his lines in the movie. Yeah.
Okay. So that would seem to support the idea that we would share some similar ancestry,
Yeah.
because you would not be able to create an offspring unless the Doctor's sterile. That is physically viable if we didn't share some part of our family ancestry. So like how dogs and wolves are both canine of some kind, canine lupus, canine whatever a normal dog is, or how if you want to go look at Marvel, Homo superior and Homo sapien, you have to
Homo
share that.
Superior, are they the mutants?
Yeah, Homo superior is mutant.
Okay.
So that would, assuming that the Doctor can have children,
He can.
okay, then that would imply that the Gallifreyans and Homo sapiens have some genetic ancestor together in some
Yeah.
capacity.
Yeah.
So-
it's
so-
just never like well defined that said, this is where this comes from and all that.
So, if in that episode, The Beast, which they didn't flat out, they just kind of subtly nodded that this is Satan from all and the devil from all religions. So does that mean that there's a god within this universe, and then the Gallifreyans, going on what he's saying, from if there's a devil, then there's a god. So God created both the Gallifreyans and us.
They
Are me and Daniel completely overthinking this?
they never touch on any like godlike entity.
Maybe-
Never that I've seen of. Like, I mean, they talk about hundreds of thousands of alien species, but never any like religious component. I mean, in the episode The Beast, to me, they're not saying like, oh, this is Satan. They're just saying, this creature, has seeped out from his cage. The idea has, and that's what people use as an idea
Gotcha. Okay.
for Satan. Like, they're not saying this is the devil, he makes bad things. It's, they needed a figure, so they used this creature.
Okay.
That's the way I understand it.
There is one thing that I really dug, and before I did any of the research, and before, because Tyler's always been trying to get me to watch the show, and I couldn't care less. But one thing I always dug, which I thought from someone who wants to be a writer and work on shows, one thing I really thought was cool, it has a built-in safety mechanism to the show for when an actor wants to leave, and that is the Doctor regenerates.
Yeah.
I think that's freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
Or if an actor dies or whatever. Was that part of the original mythology, or
No, William Hartnell, I think he was on the show for like 3. Well, he did four series, but I don't know if that's like now where basically a season is a year. But basically, he was starting to get old, like forgetting his lines, and their budget was so small that if you could ever watch those episodes, like he'll flub a word, and they just had to keep going because they couldn't afford to go back.
Film was expensive back then. Right?
So they got to the point where they're like, we can't keep doing this. You're getting sick. I think he was in his 70s at the time, and so they came up with the idea of, okay, he's an alien. We can make him change his face, and
so he was always an alien.
Yeah, he was always an alien.
Okay,
he was always an alien. Again, the TARDIS was always bigger on the inside, and so they came up with, okay, well, this show's really picking up steam. We can keep this going, and then that's when they're like, okay, well, we can do this thing called regeneration, and then they did that in the episode The 10th Planet, and from everything I've read is like the people that watched it when it premiered like lost their freaking minds
in a good way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was just something that you're watching this, and like, to my mind, nothing had ever been done like that on TV before. You don't just take your main character and then suddenly change everything about him, and then just keep the show going.
No, because they would just recast. I mean, what was the show where they just recast Loaded Lethal Weapon? They just recast the Mel Gibson character.
Oh yeah.
They're probably gonna have to recast Damon Wayans.
But why?
Because he's leaving the show too.
Oh, but they just made it a new character. They didn't. Well, that's cool. Okay, so what's so when you sign up to be a doctor, and actor wise, is there rules on the regeneration within the mythology? Like, what's the rules on the regeneration? Like, what's the lifespan, or do they just go until the actor doesn't want to do it anymore?
I think it's pretty much up to the actor and like the. I mean, you're talking about like actor contracts and stuff like that.
No, I just mean like, okay, so I watched the very first thing in Doctor Who I watched was the regeneration of a Tennant going into Smith.
Okay.
And it made me cry because
Yeah.
Tennant's like, I'm not ready for this.
Yeah.
And it was very sad. I had no context other than I knew that the Doctor regenerated, but I had just watched the American version of Broadchurch, and Tyler's like, oh yeah, he's the Doctor. I was like, oh fuck, okay, whatever, and I'll check it out. So within the mythology, does a regeneration have a time limit?
There's a number limit. You can.
But there's 13.
Yeah,
they bullshitted that, right? Like they were able.
Yeah,
to get away
Matt Smith was the last incarnation, and he was given a new set of regenerations from the Time Lords.
So what happens at the end of your regen? You just die.
You die, and what I find the coolest is they explore what happens when a Time Lord dies. They find
they turn gold, don't they?
No, when they go, there's one spot. A Time Lord's never supposed to go, or time travel is, where you die. And so they actually travel to Trenzalore, which is the planet where the Doctor was supposed to die. And everyone walks in, and it's the TARDIS control room, and there's just like this bright white light that's crackling down, kind of looks like veins. And he's like, where are you expecting a body? I've had tons of bodies.
Oh, that was the episode to the Journey to the Heart of the TARDIS? No. Journey to the Center of the TARDIS? No.
This was Time of the Doctor. No, this was the Name of the Doctor.
Oh, okay.
And basically, it's when you die.
I'm trying to show off with all the research I did.
When you die as a Time Lord, you basically just become like a tear in the fabric of space and time.
Okay.
And that's what's left. And then your mind is uploaded to the Matrix, which is a giant database on Gallifrey.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got a question.
All right.
So I understand that the Doctor was made in the 60s, right?
63.
63. So phone booths, obviously a nice camouflaged way to be in... Police box, sorry. Police box, a nice camouflaged way to be part of London.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it still...
I know the answer to that. It's part of the trivia, so don't ask that. Because I know it's the post-pod triv that we always do. I actually know the answer to that.
Hold on. I'm not going to give it away. But I'm saying, is the question, it's not why it hasn't changed, not the mechanic in the show. Are you saying like why they haven't changed it?
Yeah. Why is it still a police box as opposed to something a little bit more updated?
That's in the trivia. We'll
Okay,
get to
fine.
that.
We'll just let him
all right.
go.
All right.
Yeah,
It's
just weird.
easier
Stay
just to,
tuned, ladies and gentlemen.
Because I asked the same question, so I had
Okay.
to look it up, and I was like, "That's a good trivia question."
see. We should have done this episode earlier.
Okay, any
But
other?
episode 42 does make sense because that goes with Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and
Yeah.
Douglas Adams wrote numerous Doctor Who episodes.
Did
Really?
he really?
He did.
So is that why we get sort of the same feeling sometimes?
Yep.
So it's the answer to life, universe, and everything.
Yep.
Okay, so any other questions on Doctor Who?
Oh, I love this episode.
Okay, all right, Tyler.
I'm getting a nerd boner.
It's us three. Give us the hard pitch. Are you guys sold on
I hate
Doctor
doing
Who
hard
yet?
pitches.
Yes, I am. I want to go home and watch it right now.
The
And
problem is finding the old episodes because so many old episodes are lost.
Like the original old episodes?
Yeah.
Or the,
Well, like it was back when they didn't, care about preserving any stuff. So
right,
they were
because this is just a TV show we used to play
Yeah.
masses.
they were just like, okay, well we don't need this. And then there was also a fire at the BBC warehouse and that lost a whole bunch of stuff. And they actually sent out something where they were asking all these Doctor Who fans that if anyone had any like TV recorded copies to send them in so they can try and, digitally restore them.
Oh wow!
Because they've lost so many.
75
Stories.
episodes, I think, isn't it? Something like
Yeah.
that.
Like
From the
most
first
of,
2 seasons, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Like I can't imagine a time where something like a building fire and you lose this incredible part of geek history.
Universal Backlot caught on fire. They lost a lot of films that way.
Really?
Well, the chemicals used in celluloid,
It's very flammable.
very extremely flammable.
I believe it,
So anyway, the storing film now, archiving film is a lot better. There's still a debate on whether put it on hard drives or keep it on film. There's a good documentary on it. Keanu Reeves does the documentary. But see, they're not sure because hard drives you have to boot up after a while. Otherwise, it doesn't, like it fails. Yeah. Whereas film, if you store it correctly, it'll last forever. But it's extremely, or not forever, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it's extremely expensive and kind of time-consuming to store it. So
I can see that. Also takes a lot more space than a little solid-state drive.
that is true. All right, Tyler. So the research I did, I'm sold on it. In fact, I kind of would want to do a more. It sounds like Cody's looking at porn, so don't worry about him. But
There is
fixing-
there is a Doctor Who porn parody.
but is it the Matt?
What's it called?
Is it the
Doctor
Matt,
Screw.
Is it the Matt Smith era?
Oh, I don't
Instead
know.
of the sonic screwdrivers, you have like the vibrating screwdriver.
Probably. Yeah.
Well, speaking of seriously, speaking of that, wasn't there like a big deal about the sonic screwdriver that the female has now? Like it's too dildo-ish or something?
Yeah, because
Anything that has Sonic in the name.
In the new series, you find out that the TARDIS will make a new Sonic for the Doctor. Well, from what I've seen is the 13th Doctor is without her TARDIS, and so she builds a Sonic, and it's kind of like curved on one end. So everyone, of course, all the people that are butthurt because
They're using it the wrong way.
yeah.
But doesn't Dooku's lightsaber it curves at the end,
Yeah,
right? The
yeah, it
hilt
does.
curves on the end.
They're more just mad because they've taken a character that's been male for 50 plus years and turned it female, which is ironic because it's a show based on change and renewal, and everyone throws a fit whenever there's a new Doctor. Like when Peter Capaldi got the Doctor, everyone threw a fit because they're like, "Oh, he's old." The Doctor,
But wasn't he kind of goofy though?
Yeah.
Didn't he come like on a tank playing a guitar or something?
yeah. Yeah,
Okay, all right.
he played guitar in a lot of episodes. He wasn't the Matt Smith, David Tennant, which a lot of fangirls were in love with. And I mean, I like Matt Smith and I like David Tennant, but I also like Peter Capaldi.
Okay, real quick before we move on. So the title Doctor Who, that refers to that specific Time Lord, right?
Yes.
There's multiple Time Lords. They're not
Yeah.
called doctors. Like
No.
they're just called Jacob Smith or whatever.
No, well, like the Doctor.
I mean, I
isn't-
get the idea of the title Doctor Who because he's constantly changing. So the Who, I understand from a creative person writing, the Who is kind of a slick way of, but is he a doctor in the sense that we humans prefer doctors, or like, who gave him the name Doctor Who? Because he has an actual
chose-
Gallifreyan name. Right?
Yeah, that no one knows. He chose that name.
Well,
as-
42, I thought was his name.
No.
Because that one girl whispers it in his ear. Because Tennant wanted to know what his name was,
Yeah, but they don't ever say what it actually is.
but I thought the theory was it was 42.
Well, I mean, that's one theory what it is.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, the whole point of is it's a name he chose when he left Gallifrey, and because he wanted to do good. Like the why he left Gallifrey was he couldn't understand why evil should always win over good. Just from the basis of the argument, evil will do anything to win compared to good. So he traveled the universe to find that. So he chose the name Doctor, which one thing that Stephen Moffat wrote is that, that's where we get the name Doctor for a healer and a wise person, is we took it from him being so ingrained into our history.
It's a Gallifreyan word.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, that's really
yeah.
interesting.
So he chose that name, and so that's why when they created the War Doctor, he says, there's a scene where he's like, all these faces are me, and she's like, well, I've never seen that one. He goes, because he's not the Doctor, because he did unspeakable acts, so he wasn't the kind, benevolent person. He was the one that destroyed his entire people.
Okay. So the Doctor's kind of like Superman, where he doesn't. Whereas Batman will go up to the line, the Doctor won't go anywhere near the line. He comes up with a different solution.
Yeah, he's very doesn't. He'll do whatever he can to try and save as much as he can. I mean, there are a lot of people die in the show, but it greatly affects him, and it's just. But there's also a theory that he's he's not as morally good as he says he is, because he will do whatever he can to save. The needs of the many outweigh the few.
Right.
So I mean, he's one of those things where he's not the perfect character in that sense, which is what I like, because you can't always have a Superman that always saves everyone and always does everything.
No, we have that in DCEU,
Yeah, pretty much. He snaps people's necks.
and that doesn't go over well.
Cries about it though.
So the 13 doctors are all the same person. They're the Doctor.
Yes,
Is there a spin doctor?
that was dumb.
Okay.
So you said that the 12th Doctor could play guitar.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got that right. The
Show off.
So how does so his skills don't necessarily always transfer, or do they change? So since the 12th Doctor can play guitar, does that mean that all the Doctors could have always played guitar?
That I do not know.
Okay.
The only way I know how to describe it is they're all the same person, as in name and everything, but I mean it's their personalities and probably their ability. 11 is really good at soccer. I have no idea if 12 could have played soccer. I know they made 11 play soccer because Matt Smith was almost a professional soccer player. They had Peter Capaldi play the guitar because he was in a rock band.
I liked Peter Capaldi's hair when he first started. Towards the end, it got way too wild. I hate Matt Smith's hair. It was horrible. David Tennant had amazing hair. The Cosmic Hobo, great hair.
The bowl cut.
The what was the name of the third guy? Third doc?
John Pertwee,
Okay, no, the other one, Tom
Baker,
Baker, good hair.
Jufro.
Good hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
But I mean, they're all the same person, but I mean, their personalities are completely different. But I don't think they've ever said, if one knows how to do one thing, then another one knows how to do it.
Okay. So, do they have different, like, I guess, Time Lord specialities then? Like, is like one, like, Sherlock Holmesian where he's super observant, where the other one's a little bit more brash? Like, do they get different character traits kind of like that? Or, like, this doctor's really good at physics, where this doctor's really good at chemistry? Like,
Wasn't
does that ever happen?
Yeah, wasn't Eccleston's doctor, wasn't he more of a brawler?
Yeah, he was.
But that's probably because Eccleston was playing him though.
I mean, it just kind of depends on the person that's doing it. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to think of how to freaking word it. I'm not used to having this many Doctor Who questions.
What your
Awesome.
episode?
I
dude.
know, it's awesome.
Well,
But-
just wait for the Transformers episode to come around.
Would you like a jelly baby?
Yes, I would.
What's
I
that
would.
from?
The Fourth Doctor. Every Doctor pretty much has one quote that they have, or one catchphrase, and that was the Fourth Doctor's. Is he walked around with a brown bag full of basically gummy bears.
What was Tenants?
Tenants was Allons-y, which is basically French for, I think it's let's go.
All right, what was Smith?
Geronimo.
That's dumb. What was Capaldi's?
He didn't really have one. They made a joke because he didn't have one, and he started popping up on all the Doctor Who YouTube channels, and at the end, and he was always, make sure you subscribe to the Doctor Who YouTube channel. So that's what they said that was his catchphrase.
Gotcha.
You may be a doctor, but I'm the doctor.
Yes.
Is there
The original, you might say.
okay? So before we move on to the next section of the episode, real quick, is there anything? Are there any tropes of a Doctor's? Are there any tropes of a Doctor Who episode or a Doctor Who character, or is there anything? Or is there anything in pop culture now that has completely pilfered from Doctor Who that non-Doctor Who fans wouldn't realize is from Doctor Who?
Not off the top of my head. I can't think of, without sitting here and thinking about it and having it be way too quiet for a podcast.
Okay. All right.
So the next section, are we talking about companions in the next section?
No, if you want to, go ahead.
Yeah, so the idea of the Doctor is really fascinating to me, but I don't understand a lot of the things because I'm trying to put it all together. So the Doctor has a companion who's just a human that goes on the journeys with him? Is that what the companion is, basically?
They're not always, now they're pretty much always human, but in the classic Doctor Who, I mean, he traveled with Time Lords, he traveled with aliens. I mean, they're all humanoid aliens, of course, but it's basically just, it was used as a plot device to, relate to the audience.
Okay.
Like, he's traveled with adults, he traveled with kids. Like, his first companion was his granddaughter.
That one of the companions is the chick from Oculus and Gamora and Gamora's sister. Who's Gamora's sister? Nebula.
Karen Gillan? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so,
Nice legs.
So that's I mean that makes sense from like a story, like a writer's perspective, like trying to get the show to relate. But storyline wise, like especially like the more modern Doctors, why do they have? It seems like they have like one companion that stays with them until they die, and then that companion moves on. Because I know like the guy who played Merlin and Arrow was a companion for a while.
John Barrowman. They use it as a way to make, in my understanding, to make the Doctor more heartfelt in a sense. Like, he calls it, David Tennant calls it the curse of the Time Lords. He goes, Time Lords can live for thousands of years. By the time Peter Capaldi regenerates, he's 1,500 years old. And so it's his thing where it's, I keep living, and you all either leave and have families, or you die, or you just decide that or you get trapped in a parallel universe like Rose Tyler. But to me, in the new Doctor Who, it's used as it's a way to like humble him and show that he's not he loses people, that he's not this perfect genius that always saves everyone, and most of the time it's the people that are closest to him that he ends up losing.
So
And
he seeks these companions out to do that.
it's like he lucks into it.
So it's kind of like I hate always bringing it back to Batman, but Batman has fail safes in case the Justice League go awry, and Batman has Superman in case he goes awry. So these companions are kind of like his fail safes.
Yeah, like there's a scene where Amy and Rory, who is Karen Gillan and Arthur Darvill, their characters leave for a few episodes, and then he travels by himself, and then the next time he sees them, the doctor's, he goes from his quirky, they call him like the clumsy cat, to very angry, very intense. And there's a line that Amy Pond says, which is, this is what happens when you travel by yourself. The companion
Or
keeps
like the
him
tethered,
grounded.
or
Yeah,
it's a tethered.
because he's not a human. Human lifespan is a spit in the bucket to him. So David Tennant, towards his end, he starts calling himself the Time Lord Victorious. He's traveling by himself, and he's deciding, that he can rewrite time, that he's the last Time Lord, that the laws of time are his. And then that's when, he gets to his final episodes and he says, I've lived too long, and, that's when more companions start to come in. But, yeah, like Adam said, they tether him to the real world and, they deflate his ego.
Okay.
What would you do if you were a companion? It's like, and then your doctor regenerated, and you're like, all right, I've been to like the farthest reaches of space. I guess I'll go be a bagger now at the grocery store. I mean, what do you do?
Well, I mean, there's one, Donna. She was the David Tennant's last companion, and she actually, something happened where she got like all the information that was in his brain and her brain, and it was actually like shorting out her brain. It was killing her. So he had to. So there's an emotional scene where she's like, I can't go back to being a nobody. I've traveled through time and space. I've saved worlds, and so I mean, eventually he erases her mind so she forgets. But then he's sitting with her grandfather and her mother, and she's just like, she's done all these things. You expect her just to live a normal life and not know about it? And he's like, that's what you have to do.
So does everyone get mind wiped at the end then?
No, a lot of them die.
Oh, well,
A lot of them die.
Oh, so that's the retirement plan.
Well, I mean,
You kind of really need to read that fine print before you sign up, I
yeah,
guess.
a lot of them die.
So how does that process happen? Like, how do you get picked to be a companion? Like, is it just you stumble into Time Crisis and he snatches you up?
Pretty much, well,
or-
something like Eccleston found Rose Tyler because he was trying to stop an invasion, and basically he was like, hey, this travels through space and time. You want to come with? And then after she left, David Tennant, was doing something, pretty well, like I said, like they fall in this situation where they need saving, and he's like, I got a new TARDIS. You want to come ride? It just kind of like lucks into it that way.
Okay.
And some companions carry over from the previous incarnation, usually until they die.
All right. So is that unique to the Doctor, or do all Time Lords carry a companion with them?
No, because not that I know of. Like I said, I haven't seen a whole lot of classic Doctor Who, but in the new one, well, I mean, there's no Time Lords in the new one, but to my knowledge, that it was pretty much, well, just...
There's no Time Lords?
No, they all died. Well, actually, no, they didn't.
Graffiti, or what was the name of the planet?
Gallifrey.
It's gone?
You told me not to go too far into the lore and everything.
So did it Krypton? Did it Krypton? The Gallifrey Krypton? It
The
did.
Doctor destroyed it.
Which one?
The War Doctor.
Oh, that was John Hurt.
Yes.
Why did he do that?
Because it was the Time War, which was between the Time Lords and the Daleks, and it was raging all throughout time and space. and trillions of people were dying, and no side would concede. So he steals a weapon called the Moment, and he destroys Gallifrey and what he thinks are all the Daleks. But you actually find out that he sent Gallifrey into a parallel pocket universe, and the Daleks kill each other in the Crossfire.
Huh.
I guess I'd have to see that.
Yeah, you
Okay,
do.
that's
Okay.
pretty wily.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before I move on?
So when we start tomorrow's episode, season 13, the Doctor is the last Time Lord that we're aware of.
If you watch series 1, episode 1, Rose, then he is the last Time Lord that you know of.
Well, can us non-Whovians from Whoville, can we start right now with the Lady Doctor, or do you recommend jumping in somewhere else?
I recommend always starting with 9, which would be the Eccleston, the new series.
So 2005 and
Yes.
on.
You can jump in, and you'll pick up on things here and there, but to me, it's just easier to follow the whole story that way.
So so from 2005, it's one long continuous. It's not like an anthology where it's Eccleston's a doctor, boom, they cut off the story, and then they just start with 10.
I mean, each series has its own arc. I mean, you've got your monster of the week.
Right. But what I'm saying is each doctor has their own arc, but above overall that there's an overjoining arc that connects all the doctors from Eccleston on.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you learn little bits and things here and there.
Because didn't Tennant come back when Smith was a doctor?
Yeah, that was the 50th anniversary. But that was where they explore the final day of the last Great Time War, which is where the Doctor supposedly killed his entire people. And that's why...
That's the War Doctor.
Yeah, that's why Eccleston is so dark and moody, because he thinks that he killed all of his people. So he's like, I'm the one that did it.
And John Hurt's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
I'm the one that did it.
Yeah. And then
Because they're like on a World War I battlefield or something, right? As the War Doctor's disappearing, going gold.
No, that was Twice Upon a Christmas, which was Peter Capaldi as the 12th Doctor.
He is such a Who nerd.
And David Bradley portrayed the first Doctor, because Peter Capaldi decided he didn't want to regenerate, and if you choose not to regenerate as a Time Lord, then you just die.
Okay.
Because, and you've asked me this before, why is it a big deal that David Tennant's like, I don't want to go, because, he's still alive, but that version of him is dead. Like, for all intents and purposes, that Doctor no longer exists.
Okay.
So, I mean, he says, he's like, there's a new Doctor with a different face, but I'm dead. Like, his memories are still there. So that's why it's intense when he says, I don't want to go.
Okay. All right.
So is the War Doctor still part of the Doctor?
Yes.
He's still one of his reincarnations?
Yes, he just
Okay.
doesn't call himself the Doctor because he, destroyed trillions of people.
So within the number line, where does he fall?
He is technically 9, because he comes after 8.
So that existed in the time when the show was actually canceled and then came back with Eccleston. Right?
Yes.
So they basically had that big time, because when did it got canceled, in the 80s, or
86, and then they
2005 it came back.
Yeah.
So
but I don't. They created the War Doctor after they couldn't get Eccleston to come back for the 50th anniversary.
he didn't want to come back. Was he the only doctor who didn't like being a doctor?
Yeah, because he didn't want to be typecast, I think, and that's what it was. And he's just like, I don't want to do it anymore. That's why he was only in it for 1 season.
Huh.
Okay, so each Doctor... Okay, so I kind of thought that each Doctor was 1 season. So, like, Doctor 9 is multiple seasons worth of...
Well, the 9th Doctor is 1 season.
Okay.
And Tennant is...
And a movie, right? A movie and a season?
No.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And then Tennant is like 3 seasons. Pretty much. Well, the norm now is 3 seasons.
Okay.
Is the first season you kind of get their footing. 2, they go off and run, and then 3 is their final arc.
How many seasons? Capaldi do 3?
Yeah.
John Peartree is the most, right?
Tom Baker's the most. He was the Doctor for 7 years,
7 years. Okay.
and he's the most well known.
Okay.
John
He's a dude
Pertwee.
with the, he's a dude with the long
Yeah,
scarf.
John Pertwee was the James Bond Doctor Who. Because they were trying to capitalize on James Bond being popular,
Oh, okay.
so they made him stay on Earth, and he became more of an action hero. And that's probably where it started to change.
Who's the blonde dude with the cream color jacket? He had
And
the
the celery
he had
stalk?
yeah.
Peter Davidson.
Peter Davison. What was the deal with the celery stalk? Was it just there to be stupid?
It was just there to be random and weird.
So are doctors kind of like a whimsy smartass, kind of like a Willy Wonka?
Yeah. And that's what I like about 11 is because he's goofy and weird, but he's also one of the darker.
So it's like Gene Wilder's version of Willy
Yes.
Wonka, where he's goofy and funny, but you're also like, I bet he's killing kids in
Yeah.
the back room over here.
Pretty much.
Wow. Cool. Okay. All right.
See, you should have watched it when I told you to.
Did you hear the theory that Mary Poppins is a Time Lord?
Yes.
What do you think of that?
I think it'd be cool, but I don't. I have a different theory on Mary Poppins though.
Which?
Which? No, it's that since Mary Poppins doesn't age,
Yeah.
when Bert is talking in the first movie,
Yeah.
and he says, "I feel like something happened that's all happened before."
Yeah.
She used to be his nanny, and he hung around because he wanted her to come back.
But they kissed and stuff in that movie.
So, she doesn't age.
But
she
what is she,
flies
though?
down on a cloud.
What is she though?
I don't
you,
know.
You don't know? Okay.
My theory didn't go that far. Damn.
What do you think? Do you think what's his face character in Bill and Ted's a Time Lord?
Rufus?
Yeah.
No.
No.
He'd be a cool time.
That phone booth is a clear homage to
Well,
Doctor Who, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh, there's the answer. The thing that has influenced other cultures.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, don't they make a joke about that in Bill and Ted? Like, I thought it'd be bigger on the inside when they're both like trying to cram into it or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen Bill and Ted in so long.
Yeah, I think there's a joke. It's maybe it's not the first one, maybe it's in the second one. But in one of them, I swear that they're
No,
trying
it
to
has
cram.
to. It has to be the first one because Bogus Journey was like a free movie on Crackle last month that I watched, and I don't remember
Okay.
hearing. But I remember knowing the joke, so it must be the first one.
Yeah, I think there's a joke in there that they say, "Oh, I thought it would be bigger in here." Or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably makes sense.
Doesn't Fables? You ever read Fables?
I read a couple of them. Yeah.
Don't they use that technology for like the dire wolf character, his office, or aren't all the worlds they exist with that technology where the wolf, the detective wolf, his office is just like looks like a normal apartment, but when he opens it up, it's like huge on the inside.
Yeah, I don't know if it's technology or if it's magic, but yeah, there's a few buildings like that in the Fable series.
Alright. Okay.
Huh.
Okay. Since it's Bootober,
That was dumb.
Don't do that.
That was dumb.
Bloodtober.
No.
No.
You.
The month.
I
the month.
take back my compliment from you and Daniel.
The-
You can keep the compliment, Daniel.
Alright,
You
thank
lost
you.
it.
How about this one? The month with Halloween in it.
Hey, that's
There
a
you
little
go.
better.
Okay. Since it's
Whoa! What if we call it October?
that's no.
Which
Is this
makes-
the 8th month?
Yeah.
Wait, no, it's the 9th month, 10th month. Shit.
I love how you screwed that up.
All according to plan.
Oh wait, I get it. All right. Anyway,
Okay,
it
so,
went over my head and then came back. Okay, it took
Yeah.
a detour, then came
Right.
back.
So fun fact: October used to be the 8th month,
Yeah.
and it was changed around the time that the New Year's changed,
Okay,
and is now the 10th month, but it used to be the 8th month.
it's been regenerated into the 10th month.
Because they added
Yes.
July and August.
Okay,
Yep, Roman Empire, I think.
Julius and Augustus.
Yep.
okay. Since it's the month with Halloween in it, the 10th month of the Gregorian calendar. Julian calendar. Julian. The month with Halloween in it, I want to discuss some Halloween theme or scary episodes of Doctor Who. Okay? These are taken from gravityschmavity.wordpress.com.
Oh,
Wow. Wow.
so official.
So,
That's
7 episodes of Doctor Who to watch around Halloween. I'm just making that official because I don't know this. Okay, so, number 7. The Time of Angels / Flesh and Stone, season 5, episode 4 and 5. Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's creepy. It was Weeping
I have it
Angels.
here if you don't know it, but go ahead if you know it.
It's got Weeping Angels. It's the 11th Doctor and Amy Pond and River Song. There's a crashed Starliner that they're traversing through.
That's the return of the Weeping Angels, right? Because the original
Yes.
Weeping Angels was Tenet.
Yes.
Real quick, do you know what the Weeping Angels are?
Yes, but only because Tyler told me this during the prep episode.
Oh,
Prep.
they're creepy as shit, man.
Yeah, they are.
It kind of made me mad because it kind of pissed me off a little bit because I was watching this clip. First of all, I was mad because I couldn't find the episode because I was doing research. And I was like, I'm eating all my words because I'm like, I kind of dig this show now. I'm taking everything back. And then I go on this synopsis. I'm like, I have to watch that episode. I can't find the full episode. I swear they were on Netflix at one point.
Yeah.
So anyway, I find a clip, and it's the clip where Tenet is on the computer.
Yeah.
And it's going and it's going, and I'm like, oh, this is really creepy. And all of a sudden, whoever posted it put, and here comes the scary part on subtitle. I'm like, you asshole. And then it jumps to a scary part. I'm like, would you? I'm like,
Yeah.
you just ruined this whole clip.
Yeah. And then the good part about that episode is because you don't actually know that they're Weeping Angels because they're so drained of time energy. They're just like crumbling statues, and then you start to slowly put it together.
No, it just what I liked about the clip was it just kept building and building. Because so like they move. They can only move when you're not looking at them. So you have to look at them at all times. Like even if you blink, they will come at you. That's how fast they move. So in one scene, so one of them approaches is like in a doorway, and then the Gamora sister's character Nebula, she walks off to try to find an exit, and all the doors are locked. And one guy's stuck there in that room with this statue, 10 feet away, staring at it, and he's freaking out like I would be too. And he turns around real quick to find Nebula and whips his head back, and the statue's like right here. And he's like, Nebula, we need to get the F out of here now. He didn't say Nebula. I don't remember the chick's name.
Amy Pond.
Amy Pond. So anyway, so then they go downstairs, and the dude's like backing up looking at the statue, and he goes, and as they go downstairs, there's a TARDIS in the middle of the basement with the 3 Weeping Angels. And he runs downstairs.
You are mixing episodes together.
That was just in the clip. Is
Oh.
it 2 episodes? Are they mixing 2 episodes?
All right, so
Yeah, because Amy Pond isn't in the first episode.
Maybe it wasn't Amy Pond. I don't
okay.
know. But anyway, so they go down, and there's a TARDIS in the basement, and then surrounded by the TARDIS are the 3 Weeping Angels, and they have to get the key because Tenet can't escape 1960 whatever. Because okay, whatever. I should have remembered that. So
have.
they're trying to get to the TARDIS, and as they go, the chick's like, don't take your eyes off of him, and they turn around, and he's like, and she's very sarcastically said, oh, yours is here. That was funny. I thought that was funny.
Wow. It made Adam laugh.
It did. I was like, that's pretty funny. So anyway, they're trying to get in the TARDIS, and they get in, and then the Weeping Angels turn the lights off, so they're like jumping forward in between the flashes, and it's getting really creepy. They get inside the TARDIS, and I'm like, okay, they made it. And then they turn the TARDIS on, and the damn thing leaves them in the middle of the basement with the Weeping Angels there. But because Weeping Angels can't even look at themselves, they can't move, so that they're stuck looking at each other.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Spoilers, I guess.
oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So for those listening at home, hopefully, if you're still listening after that, give us the digest version.
They're probably watching the episode. They probably actually don't. Good Lord, you gave more away than the new Aquaman trailer.
Sorry.
Give us the digest version of what a Weeping Angel is.
A fallen Time Lord.
That's a theory. Basically, it's a what appears to be a statue that is quantum locked. So
I love that reason, by the way.
They
That blew
appear
my mind.
with their hands in front of their faces because, like they said, if you put a mirror in front of them or they see another Weeping Angel, they immediately become stone and they can't move. So Weeping Angels exist. They live off of time energy. So if a Weeping Angel would touch you, it would send you back in time and in space. It can send you wherever. So it could send you back 80 years, and it will live off of, you know, the life that you should have had here. So the 10th Doctor calls them like the nicest psychopaths. Like they don't kill you, they send you someplace else.
So they're kind of like time vampires almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then to go off Adam's thing, one theory is that they are Time Lords because
One of
when-
them supposedly Doctor Who's mom.
Yeah, because when Timothy Dalton becomes Rassilon, and there's a long story, he says, you know, the people that disagreed him will stand in shame like the weeping angels of old. So it was like a punishment, but there's nothing that's confirmed about it.
Okay, so check out that episode. Number
Link.
6, according to Gravity Schmavity. Number 6, Tooth and Claw, Season 2, Episode 2.
Yeah.
Give us a quick... Do you remember that one?
That is where David Tennant and Billy Piper travel to Scotland, I believe.
Yes.
And they...
In 1879.
Yeah, I was about ready to say that. Thanks.
Oh, sorry.
Basically, there's an alien, a werewolf type alien that is trying to bite the queen, so that they're in charge of the United Kingdom, and they're trapped in this institute called Torchwood, and they're trying to save her life.
Okay, so that's a show on HBO or something like that.
It's an offshoot.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's those two shows are connected then.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's
Torchwood is where John Barrowman's character went after he left the series.
Wasn't there like 3 offshoots? There was Torchwood.
There's Torchwood, there was the Sarah Jane Adventures, and there was The Class.
Do you remember any of that?
No, the only one I've heard of was Torchwood.
Okay.
The Class came out, I think, last year or the year before, and Sarah Jane Adventures was on for a while, except the actress died.
Okay. So number 5 from Gravity Schmavity.
You're going to say Gravity Schmavity?
I really like
I'm
saying-
surprised you haven't said
This is pretty fun.
Wibbly Wobbly more often.
Yeah, I know. Number 5, The Impossible Planet / The Satan Pit, Season 2, Episode 8 and 9.
Yeah, that one's really creepy because they do not show you the big bad until the second part of the two-parter.
He looks like the Cyber Demon from Doom is what he looks like.
Yeah, it's creepy, but like it's like a huge build up to it, and you're always waiting for like the monster to pop out.
Well, give a quick synopsis for Daniel and Cody. The quietest Cody's ever been since he first started potting.
Is that wait? Is that where the are in?
The
there?
Ood?
Ood.
Yeah.
Is that the Ood? I actually seen those 2 episodes.
They kind of look like Cluthu.
Yeah.
With the
Basically,
Is that right,
they
Cthulhu?
carry their
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. God damn it.
Okay, is it their brains or their hearts in the round thing?
Normally, it's their heart, and then it's been changed to that orb, which allows them to talk.
Right.
I believe it's their heart. It's either their heart or their brain. I can't remember.
Basically, it just carries around its heart or brain, as you call it, in one of their hands at all times. And they're basically a slave race who are submissive to everything else and will do whatever anybody else tells them to.
Because they wear their heart in a sleeve.
No, because they're easily controlled.
Oh.
Right. And they use
I
use
must
that.
I must belong to that
The-
race. Then.
Yeah.
Beast uses that to advantage and then starts turning the
Ood.
Ood on everybody else, and that's the creepy part. Like, oh, they're all helpful, and then they're using their brain ball to just electrocute people.
Well, then, like, they're outside. They're on a planet, asteroid that's outside a black hole, and it's being researched because it shouldn't be there. Like, that's the whole point. Is there's no way this planet should still exist this close to this black hole, and that's what draws them
dock.
together.
Okay. Does anyone ever call him the Doc?
No,
Oh. No,
They do
has there ever been a Bugs Bunny reference? Like, what's up, Doc?
probably.
Yeah, and then I think the whole idea behind the thing is they were trying to kill the beast thing that's on this planet by throwing it into a black hole, but he's the only power, using all of his power to basically keep the planet stationary until he gets somebody to actually come and take him off the damn thing.
It's either you destroy the planet and you kill the beast and then you die along with it, or you release the beast and then you're free to go. So basically you have to decide which is more important to you.
It's the end of the Dark Knight before the Dark Knight.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. All right. Gravity Schmavity number 4. The Empty Child, The Doctor Dances, Season 1, Episode 9 and 10.
Yes, that is a very creepy episode.
Explain.
So the doctor comes to London during the Blitz.
Is it a cartoon?
No. And
For whatever reason, the promotional thing looked like an.
and there's a phone, because it's a phone booth. There's a phone on the TARDIS, and it rings. And the Ninth Doctor's like, no one has this number, and it's just this creepy kid going, "Are you my mummy?" Like that is the line that's just repeated over and over again, and it's this kid that's wearing a gas mask, like no eyes, just a gas mask, and he starts infecting all these people, and they their faces just fall away and become these gas masks. Like it's weird, but it's just creepy because imagine being in a dark room watching this and just hearing some creepy British kid saying, "Are you my mummy?"
Are you my
Yeah,
mummy?
this sounds terrible.
Now
I
wait a minute,
won't
wait a
watch
minute.
all of these.
In this
Yeah.
dark room, am I wearing clothes?
Am I in the room with you?
Do you want to be?
Not if you're not wearing clothes.
Daniel?
And that's when things get really weird with the Step Brothers.
Because he goes, "Are you my mum?" No.
We're only brothers by family, by blood. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Anyway,
What?
Gravity Smavity number 3.
We almost got a tally ho from
I
Adam
know.
there.
I know.
He was preparing to check his prostate again.
I was.
Prostate check.
The Water of Mars, season 4.5, episode 3. What was 4.5? What happened? Writer's strike or something?
What does it say? 4 points.
Season 4.5.
Uh,
Episode 3.
There's some episodes that aren't if you go on to IMDb, that super secret website that no one else knows about.
That's going to be redacted.
No, it's not. You don't edit. There's
Wait, did I
there's
use that word right?
Yes.
sort of. So they'll have the season list, and it'll be 1, 2, all the way to 11, and then there's a question mark, and there's all these episodes that don't fall under a particular season.
Oh, okay.
And the Waters of Mars was just a movie that they put out.
Oh, like a TV movie.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, Waters of Mars. Do you remember the plot?
David Tennant's by himself. He travels to Mars, which is the first human colony,
In 2059.
and they discover water, and you come to find out that this water has this type of bacteria that when it touches you, your face starts to crack, it's dry, and you just start oozing water. It's just really, it's
Wait.
really creepy.
Okay, there's. Okay, I just noticed something. Has all the dates you've been listing end in 9?
1969, 1839, 2059.
Well, the Empty Child one took place in 1940s. It doesn't give a date. It just says 1940s, so maybe
Huh.
1949.
Conspiracy.
Is there real quick? Is there a thing about nines in Doctor Who anywhere? No.
All right,
No.
okay, it's just a coincidence, I guess.
But the one thing it says about the Water of Mars, one of the thing is the Doctor's supposed to be an observer, not because there's certain fixed points in the timeline.
Yeah.
And one of the thing is he has to decide whether he's supposed to, because the death of these people means something in the future, but he's there at the time, so he
Yeah.
has to decide to get involved or allow it to happen.
In the original timeline, they call it Bowie Base 1. They
Bowie.
I do not.
Bowie.
They blow up the station to save the planet because they're afraid that the creatures will escape to Earth. And the Captain Adelaide Brooke, her granddaughter, becomes a space explorer, and she is, because of that, and she is the one that goes out and furthers the human race exploring space. So he decides that he's the only Time Lord left, and he can do whatever he pleases. So he saves her and takes her back to Earth. And then the very end of the episode is he's talking about how he's never done that. He's never changed a fixed point, and he can do that because he has the power of time and space. He is basically
David
God.
Bowie.
Shut. And then she kills herself.
To keep the timeline pure.
Yeah.
So time is a timey-wimey, whatever, right?
Yeah.
What's the saying?
It's a wibbly
Wibbly-wobbly,
time-
timey-wimey.
People think that time is a strict progression of cause to effect, but it's more of a big ball of wibbly wobbly timey-wimey stuff.
A Who nerd. Anyway,
It's written on here.
but no, my point is this. So even though it's timey-wimey, there's still fixed points within this big ball of
Yeah,
floor.
like there's the fires of Pompeii.
There's nexus points that have to happen.
Yeah, there's the Fire of Pompeii episode, which is another David Tennant episode where they travel to Pompeii, of course, and you find out.
Capaldi's in that episode.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why they make him look like that. They
Right.
touch on that, but David Tennant ends up inadvertently causing the eruption of Mount Vesuvius and the destruction of Pompeii, and he has to do it because he's done it. It happens every single time. It's a fixed point, and that's when his companion says, you need to save them, and he says, I can't. This is time. Time has to be constant, and that's when she says, just save one person, and he goes back and saves Capaldi's family, and that's why he looks like him later on as a reminder that he can save
Right.
one person.
Okay.
So, what creates a fixed point in time that he can't manipulate?
I think it's all just a plot device
Okay,
by
so
the
it's
writer.
just
Like
plot hook. Okay.
like in the 11th Doctor, there's an arc where he dies. He dies in the 1950s in Utah at Lake Silencio, but I won't go into details. And so he has to be there. He has to die. And so like no matter how he tries to get around it, it has to happen. So I think, like I said, it's just a plot point.
Okay, so does he have like a computer or something that tells him when something is a fixed point, or
He knows.
he just knows?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's a Time Lord thing.
Okay.
They've never explained it. They just said, this is just something that he knows. Like sometimes they make him sound like a genius. Sometimes they just pull it off. Like there's one episode he walks out and he like licks his finger and he goes, "Well, it's probably 1930s United Kingdom, blah blah blah." And then like 2 seconds later, they're like, "Yeah, because there's a newspaper right there." So.
Okay, so Crocodile Dundee in it.
Yeah. So like the 11th Doctor says it best, where he's like, he's not actually that smart. He just talks really fast, hopes something happens, and then he takes the credit for it.
Gravity Smavity number 2.
I love that.
Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, Season 7, Episode 2.
I don't think that one's scary.
According to the Gravity Schmavity, it's not scary. It's just kind of a fun, quirky, all-around family Halloween episode you could watch.
Yeah. I mean,
So is dinosaurs on the TARDIS?
no, they're on like a literal spaceship. I really don't even remember that episode a whole.
While in
lot.
1334 BC Egypt, Queen Nefertiti, after an unseen adventure, the Doctor receives a call from the Indian Space Agency in 2367 AD about a vast spaceship which will crash into Earth in 6 hours. The ISA plans to destroy it with missiles unless the Doctor stops it first. Taking Nefertiti with him, he picks up Edwardian explorer John Riddle from the African plains in 1902 AD. He then materializes the TARDIS around his companions, Amy and Rory, 10 months after he last saw them in Asylum of the Daleks, inadvertently taking Roy's father, Brian, on the TARDIS as well. They materialize,
Fucking Brian.
they materialize in the spaceship and find that it contains dinosaurs.
Yeah, pretty much.
According to Gravity Schmavity, is this kind of a goofy family Halloween themed episode to watch.
Anybody get eaten?
No,
I don't think so.
So is that how they're trying to explain that there are dinosaurs on Earth, because the spaceship lands and drops the dinosaurs off?
No, I think the ship has stolen dinosaurs from Earth's timeline.
Oh, okay.
So Gravity Schmavity's number 1, besides the silence, which I really want to see. This episode I really want to see.
Blink.
Gravity Schmavity's number 1, Midnight, Season 4, Episode
Oh yeah,
8.
that one's creepy.
Tyler, what is it?
The Doctor is on the planet Midnight, which is a planet made entirely out of diamonds, and it's basically just him and a few other people on this train, and then nothing can survive on this planet. Like everything is so bright, like it immediately just bursts into flame, and something happens where a creature, there's like a knock on the door. So everyone's freaking out because, nothing can exist outside this train. and this creature gets in, and it takes over this person, and like the doctor starts to like repeat words, and it'll like repeat exactly what it's saying, and then it slowly starts saying them before he says them. So
like so the doctor says something, the passenger repeats it, and then the echo goes faster and faster and faster to the point where she's saying it before the doctor even says it.
yeah. It's creepy, and then there's a scene that hits you at the end. This woman dies, and everyone's just like, what was her name? Like she sacrificed herself to save all of us, and no one even bothered to ask her what her name was. Like, we're on this train for hours. And
Yeah, dying without a name would suck.
That would be, that is kind of impactful. Wow.
So, besides the spaceship full of dinosaurs, I'm kind of digging all those episodes.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised
that must be a
Blink wasn't on there.
I think they included Blink in with Silence.
Well, he mentioned Blink in the
Okay.
silence, but he was Gravity Schmavity, whoever that is. He mentioned Blink and the silence, but he said here's 7 not obvious. He said
Oh,
Blink
okay.
and have you seen the silence?
I have not seen a single episode.
No, I mean, but have you seen like the pictures of them?
No.
They're your typical gray aliens looking, but they wear the G-man. What is it about a black suit jacket, white shirt, and black tie? That's just creepy. Like the Slender Man has it. The characters, I think they're called Hush and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Wear it.
That's the episode name.
What is it about that outfit that is just?
I don't know. I think it's like a kind of a symbol of like, almost like that sadistic authority type
Yeah.
of thing. It harks you back to when you were a kid and scared of someone in a suit and tie because they were important.
There's these characters. They look like gray aliens, but they're in these suits, and they're very creepy looking. And you only know they exist when you're looking at them. As soon as you look away, they edit your memory and they wipe themselves out of your memory. So, but as soon as you look back, you're like, there's a scene in the bathroom where the one girl's looking at him and having a conversation with him and freaking out about it. And like, who the hell are you? And this girl walks out of the bathroom and she's like, who are you talking to? And the girl turns around and goes, oh, and it starts freaking out. And then she turns around and starts talking to the girl again. The girl's like, what are you doing? Get out of here. She's like, what are you talking about? She goes, look. Like, as soon as they look away, they edit your memory.
Huh. That is crazy.
It's in the White House is what it is. Yeah.
And the silence were actually meant to be for confessions. They were part of the Church of the Papal Mainframe. So, like, you would go into confession with a silence, and you would tell them all of your sins. So then when you turned away, you didn't remember anything. So, like, it was supposed to be a way.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean,
That makes sense now then.
that's their origin.
Right.
And then they are used.
Are they
for,
returning characters?
They haven't came back since 11 left.
So, do you agree with Gravity Schmavity's, since this is Bloodtober?
Minus the dinosaurs on the spaceship, yes.
Okay. Daniel, you going to check any of these out?
If I can find them.
I'm going to check them out. Cody?
Undecided.
I take back every bad thing I said about Doctor Who.
He said not every single episode is amazing, but for the most part, they all are. And for a show that started off as a kids' educational show, whatever it's involved into, like, it's very thought-provoking on a lot of things. One that should have been added, I don't know when Gravity Schmavity wrote it, is Before the Flood and Under the Lake.
Okay.
It's a 12th Doctor one, and it involves it involves ghosts and the Bootstraps Paradox.
Bootstraps Paradox.
The bootstrap. I said it right?
I'm a big fan of paradoxes. Maybe I know that paradox under a different name.
Or maybe is it the Beethoven paradox? It's the one where a time traveler goes back and decides that he wants to see Beethoven.
Okay.
So he takes all this sheet music back for Beethoven to sign. Beethoven's nowhere around, so the time traveler decides to play Beethoven's music, because he can't imagine a world without Beethoven. So then, inadvertently,
He becomes
becomes Beethoven.
Right.
So who wrote it in the first place? Was it the time traveler or
Right.
was it Beethoven?
Gotcha.
Because that's how the second episode starts. Is he's explaining the whole entire paradox, and then he's like, "Google it."
Okay.
That's like the only fourth wall break.
Okay.
Oh, and Hellbent. Hellbent is another creepy episode.
Hellbent's actually the name of a gay slasher film too.
Not related.
I wouldn't think so. So we're going to the anything real quick before we go to the post pod triv.
Only about what you just said.
What?
So, is it a slasher movie where like the slasher's gay, or is it like a
Oh.
slasher movie that slashes on
The
gay
penis-
characters?
Guy, right? Okay,
Shit.
no. Okay, good question. Good question. So it's an all gay cast. It's an all gay cast. The characters are gay. Within the story, they're gay, and it's a slasher film. I don't. This is probably a bad way to say it. It's a niche film. Its selling point was watch this all gay cast about gay guys. Centered. The framing device was a slasher film.
Well, you know what happened to the people that died in that movie?
What?
They got it in the end.
How dare you usurp my joke?
Oh, come on. I'm so close to getting Daniel's like wheezing laugh. That is my goal every single episode.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
Sexist, but good.
I didn't mean to offend your culture.
They
I'm sorry.
They can dock too, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a part of the post pod trib, but this is just like a little insight.
Dialect.
The original airing of Doctor Who was postponed due to what?
John F. Kennedy.
Oh, you motherfucker. Okay, the assassination of John F. Kennedy.
Oh yeah.
Okay. the
Even in-
Thanks a lot, Lee Harvey Oswald.
Even in Great Britain, it was obviously a big offense to us, but I didn't think it would affect other cultures because of that.
Oh yeah.
Because it was airing on the BBC.
So it would have been news.
News.
Yeah.
Okay, post pod triv. Okay, here we go. What does TARDIS stand for?
Time.
and
You son of a bitch!
no, I don't know. I'm just guessing. Time and
We're all staring-
dimension, region, infiltration,
Time and
spaceship?
relative dimension or dimensions in space, depending on which doctor it is.
Also, it also said tethered aerial release developed in style.
That was another one that was another TV movie where someone believed he was the doctor, and his TARDIS was a hot air balloon, basically.
Oh, okay. All right, Daniel. Why does it always appear as a police call box?
Because of a faulty chameleon circuit. TARDISes are
Okay.
basically cylinders, gray cylinders, and they have a chameleon circuit. And there's a comic that I've wanted to read where the 11th Doctor's narrating basically says, in like the millisecond that a TARDIS lands, it scans all of the surroundings, takes into account historical events, disguises, and everything, and it's supposed to change itself into whatever would be, blend in. And his TARDIS always becomes a police box because supposedly it's broken, and then they say that he broke it on purpose because he likes the way it looks.
Okay.
Because it was a police box. Because when the show aired,
Mhm.
police boxes were a well-known object. Okay.
Right, and that makes sense. Back then, that's a cool explanation on.
But I
why it's
think-
still a police box.
But I think now it's more of it's so iconic. I think in the series it's changed. He's fixed it once, but I don't think he's ever changed.
Okay. What does the TARDIS run on?
The Eye of Harmony,
Some episodes, it's the time.
Rift
it's-
Energy in Cardiff.
It's the time vortex. Episode entitled The Doctor's Wife, it's called The Matrix. In Journey to the Center of the TARDIS, it's stated it's the Eye of Harmony that powers the TARDIS.
And the Eye of Harmony is a suspended star right before it becomes a black hole.
Okay. How old is the TARDIS?
How old is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know it's a Type 40 TARDIS. It was a museum piece when the Doctor found it.
When transferred into a humanoid body, the TARDIS said that the Doctor had traveled with it for 700 years. At this point, the 11th Doctor was around 909 years old, putting his age when he stole the TARDIS at 209.
That doesn't say how old the TARDIS is.
It doesn't.
I'm assuming that the TARDIS is 209.
No.
No.
You
The
say-
Doctor's 209.
The Doctor
he
was
stole
209
it.
when he stole it.
That's what the answer was.
Because
I
there
don't
was
know.
a different Time Lord that had that TARDIS before him.
Okay.
And that's actually a real episode. That was a good episode by Neil Gaiman that you should watch. Called
Neil
The Doctor.
Gaiman.
He's written 2, and The Doctor's Wife is probably one of the best episodes because it explores the TARDIS as a character, which is one of my favorite characters.
Okay.
I'm going to have to find that one too. Longtime listeners know I'm a huge Neil Gaiman fan.
Yeah.
Big fan of his work.
As of 2016, what is the official shade of blue used for the TARDIS?
It is. You want the Pantone number or
Yeah, that's what I got.
I don't know that.
I'm impressed. You know,
Yeah.
it's Pantone 2955C.
I need to order some.
I'm impressed. You know about Pantone. What you kind of already answered this. What make and model is the Doctor's TARDIS?
Type 40 TARDIS.
Type 40 Mark 1 TT capsule from Gallifrey.
Gallifrey.
Gallifrey, whatever. Okay.
God damn.
Any other Doctor? I'm sold. I'm going to watch it. Tyler, is there any way without, because I'm short on funds, is there any way without buying the DVDs can we watch Doctor Who episodes? Because there's none on YouTube.
The only thing would be Amazon Prime. You'd have to steal someone's Amazon Prime account.
Who can I steal from?
Kim.
What's her give me her password and thing after the show.
Okay.
All right.
Or just do it on the show
Yeah.
so all the listeners
Yeah.
can have access.
Well, Jared pays for it, so.
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's the password.
But no, I really wish it was on other places, but that is the only place that I've ever found it, and I was super excited when I found it.
So why did they do that? It's only available streaming on Amazon Prime because Amazon has a some sort of British deal with it or something.
I guess, like I said, they used to have it on Netflix, and then they decided to pull it from Netflix because the BBC was going to start their own streaming service,
And then it didn't happen.
and then they've never done it, and it's made a lot of people mad.
Okay. So to recap, start with Eccleston and
Mhm.
on if you want to dive in, and then if you enjoy that, check out the earlier stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you won't be completely lost if you're gonna pick and choose, pick a Doctor and their first episode. Don't come in like mid Doctor, because then you're really not gonna have a clue. But always start at Eccleston. It's my opinion. It's not the best, but there are a lot of good parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Daniel, anything on Doctor Who?
No, I want to go check it out. It sounds amazing.
All right.
My only concern with it is I have never met a casual Doctor Who fan.
Yeah.
Every person I have met that's been like, "Hi, I like Doctor Who," can recite episode numbers and names and timestamps.
The Pantone color of
Yeah.
the TARDIS.
Right, I've never met a casual Doctor Who fan,
You
so it makes
have-
me a little nervous.
You have no idea, like, I've got, like, never mind.
We will explore once time has passed, and me and Daniel and hopefully Cody have had a chance to explore the universe. Maybe we'll do a more in-depth exploring
There you go.
series.
This
That way-
this is how bad it is. My wife bought me, it's a one-shot thing where the TARDIS goes into emergency mode, and it basically becomes a cube with Gallifreyan writing. My wife bought that from a prop master in the United Kingdom that makes replica props.
That's
Nothing
pretty
wrong with that.
awesome.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
But no, I'm just saying, like, there's, like, you just, I don't know. There is no casual.
A replica of a replica
Yeah.
of the prop.
Yeah. Like, I've got another replica, the squareness blaster, which is basically you shoot it at a wall and it dissolves a perfect square.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
What
Okay.
happens if it hits a human?
I don't know. Never happened. I've got some sonic screwdrivers. And some dildo. I mean,
Okay, all right. On that note, moving on to tonight's news. We'll fly. There's not really much news, but I'll say so. The new extended trailer for Aquaman shows Momoa in the classic gold and green. What did we think of the classic outfit? Does it fit Momoa?
It looks a little on the cheesy side, but overall I like it.
Yeah.
I'm
I think-
surprised they did it.
Yeah, I had no. If you had told me, a week ago that they're going to do it, I wouldn't have believed you until I saw it.
Well, I actually, to be fair, I knew that they were going to do it because in Comic-Con, this is actually the Comic-Con trailer they showed at Comic-Con that wasn't that wasn't revealed to the public, and everyone said that they showed him in the classic gold and green. It looks a lot better than Shazam's outfit. I know I hate picking on Shazam, but his costume looks dumb as hell.
no.
It's DC 52 costume. It's supposed to be reminiscent of that.
He's got the hoodie in the
Yeah.
Shazam, right? Yeah, I love the hoodie.
Shazam makes way more sense to me.
No, I
If you were a child that suddenly became a god and you made your own costume, that is exactly what it looked like.
all right. Let's not get into that debate. So
Basically, you're saying I won. Thank you.
You think it looks cheesy?
Yeah, it's a little cheesy, but I still dig it.
It doesn't fit Momoa. Are you digging the color palette of this movie?
It's for the movie, yes. I really enjoy it. I like how it's bright. I mean, we get daylight scenes, and it just confirms that the DCEU has a sun, which I don't know if you could do that
Wonder
from any
Woman.
of the other.
Wonder Woman.
All right.
Themyscira was always in, except for one scene. I think Themyscira was always in.
Well, there's a lot of time that changed between Wonder Woman and modern day. So.
I like the outfit, other than the wings on the legs. I think they probably could have done without those. The little flappies on the legs.
It helps him sprint faster.
I don't know about the fake muscles. I like the bat suit. I like Man of Steel's outfit. I thought the Justice League I liked Man of Steel's outfit. I liked Batman v Superman outfit. I thought I don't know what the deal was. Henry Cavill looked huge in Mission Impossible, but he looked small as hell in Justice League, and his muscles looked like literally football pads in the outfit. I didn't really dig that. I don't know. I didn't really dig the muscle because Jason Momoa is a big dude. I don't know why they really had to. So, do we think that's the last shot of the movie? That's literally the last shot.
Oh.
It's a pull-in shot. You see all the seas united, all the kings united, and it's flying forward to this throne. And then Momoa steps up and smashes the trident. You think that's literally the last shot of the movie?
I'm going to be real sad if it is.
I don't
Real
think
sad.
it is. I think it's going to be a mid-scene where he, I'm geared up to fight my brother now.
Okay.
I could see it being the last scene.
Do we think he's going to lose his hand? Now,
No.
Marvel is very good at hiding stuff digitally. Do you think he actually has the hook hand in that shot?
I don't think DCEU has the balls. I don't think DC will do it.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're too gun shy, and if they're going to make, they're trying to lighten up the movies, I don't think they'll go with the hand loss in this one.
Okay. All right.
That's Aquaman 2 at the latest.
No, I'm putting $5 down. $5 between three people. What's that? That's like $1.75.
Why don't you just do $6 and make it $2 a piece?
I guess I'm putting $6 down. Y'all can split it.
Man, that's like your
He's-
entire life savings.
He's getting a hook hand in this movie. $6.
All right, I'll take that bet.
Okay, whatever happened to the Daniel wear a dress bet?
He won't do it. I brought in 2 dresses.
They're all so small.
One was an extra small. I am 6 foot 300 pounds. That's not going to happen.
Are you really 300 pounds?
Yeah.
I'm 200. Do I look to you like 200?
Yeah, you
Can't
do,
tell
fat ass.
because of layers.
You son of a bitch.
I can't fit into an extra small. And then the other dress you wanted to bring in, you stole off a dead lady. I'm not okay with that.
No. She wasn't wearing it at the time.
It doesn't matter.
It's been washed.
okay. I still don't want to.
Why would you tell him, wait until he's wearing it first, be like, oh, hey.
That would have been awesome. He's like, hey, where'd you get
I mean, not that I want to see
from?
Daniel, go Incredible Hulk and, rip the dress off, but...
I don't want to see me do that.
Okay, all right.
Daniel, man!
So anyway, it's official. $6 down. You all can split it however it is you want. Not 6 to each. I'm just 6 total.
All right.
I'm betting he gets a hook hand.
All right.
Okay.
And I'll take that bet.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's going to get stacked up on top of that pizza.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or all the other times that he never brought food.
Oh yeah, the food that you didn't bring for WrestleMania.
I can't hear you. Moving on.
Or
Sifi
SummerSlam, that's what it was,
Sifi
SummerSlam.
reveal. Hey, Daniel, I'm trying to move on. Don't talk.
Oh, sorry.
See-
I was bringing up your inadequacies.
Man, kind of sound like Mike over there.
Sifi.
Yeah, it's almost like
Yeah.
if you interrupt someone, they like to
Yeah,
interrupt you back.
I mean, if you put a Lego earring on him, then
See-
Well, either way, have you slice it, it's still not a pizza.
I hate all you guys. Sci-fi.
pizza sounds really good right now.
all right, sorry, Adam.
Sci-fi reveals Emmett J. Scallion as Lobo in Krypton season 2. Did you guys see it?
I did.
I'm not gonna do it.
I've not
Did
seen-
you see it?
I haven't
Was
seen
that
an
a yes
episode
or
of
no?
Krypton.
Yeah, I saw it. I did not see Krypton.
No, but I mean, did you see
You
Lobo?
saw it? Was it a good movie?
It was good, yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I
Did you,
enjoyed it.
you see Lobo?
Yes, I saw Lobo.
What do you think?
He looks fine. It's just a shame that he's not in a good show.
I heard Krypton was actually pretty decent.
It's Law and Order Krypton is what it is. It is not that
Huh.
interesting.
It's
To
a
me.
moot point too. Like again, my thing is it's a prequel thing. So is it all about how? And it's Superman's grandfather, right? It has not even to do with Superman's father.
But it was kind of a moot point to do the Star Wars prequels because you knew Anakin was going to be Darth Vader.
Right, and that was a lot of people's problem too. But Krypton, like it's gonna blow up. Get past it.
What?
Don't you
Fucking
start-
spoilers.
No,
God.
Cody.
No.
Spoilers make sense in
People
this
have known
episode.
this story since the
But anyway,
30s.
do you
That's a
dig?
catchphrase. One of the characters on Doctor Who.
Oh.
Do
okay.
do we
All right.
dig the look? They kind because clearly they didn't go for the big Lobo. They kind of went with like the smaller Lobo, but they went like the look of the big Lobo.
Yeah, I like it. I think he looks fine.
is he Ron Perlman.
No, it's
And
image
it's not Lobo.
it's Emmett J. Scallion. It's the guy who played the Spirit on the Constantine show.
Who played Jim Corrigan?
Jim Corrigan. yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, when you said spirit, I thought you meant.
That's
No,
where I
the
went
one-
to.
the one
Wait,
with
don't you
Samuel
mean
L.
the
Jackson.
Spectre?
Spectre. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Spectre.
was like, no wonder. I was like,
So
Jim-
you like the look, but you could care less.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool that they're introducing Lobo. It's Krypton. Like, I'm not going to start watching Krypton because Lobo's in it.
Yeah, isn't that on like a direct?
No, it's on
It's
sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
It's on
Sci-fi.
Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
Sci-Fi.
oh
Okay.
god, now he's doing it too.
Also, Gotham, the final episode of Gotham, Batman will be on there. So
Oh,
they-
they're actually finishing
Batman.
Gotham?
Batman will be on the last episode of Gotham.
who do you think they're gonna have? Do you think they're actually gonna have somebody, or there's just gonna be like the silhouette of Batman?
I could read I could pull up the article if you wanted to. All I read was the headline was it's official. Batman will appear on the final episode of Gotham.
But I mean, that's
Are
like
they gonna get tied into the Arrowverse and all that.
Like, final season episode or final series episode? Like, the
Final
it's
series,
done.
the very last episode of Gotham.
because
Okay.
I feel like they'll go the Smallville route where they're like, we're gonna put Tom Welling in the outfit, and the very last scene is him just like running towards the camera, and you see the S, the Superman Returns S, and then that's it.
No, then there's like a blur of him flying. There's a
Well,
blur of him flying.
There's a blur of him flying because he pushes Apocalypse away from Earth.
And Darkseid was a cloud of smoke.
Yeah.
That bummed me out.
Yeah, it pissed me off too.
I feel like they should have done, like, Smallville should have ended with the entire season with him being Superman. Give us, I mean, you spend 9 seasons teasing Superman at us. Give
Well,
us one.
it should have
of Superman.
ended-
But the very first season, the creator said Superman will not be in the show.
It should have ended a long time before.
Yeah, I think I stopped watching Smallville at season 4 or 5. About the time that everyone got superpowers, including
Yeah.
Chloe and Pete. I'm like, all right, I'm done with
Yeah.
this.
Well, I liked Gotham season 1. I loved Gotham season 1. Even though it messed with the mythology, I was cool because I'm like, this is just a different alternate universe. Gotham season 2 was horrible, and I have not gone back. I heard it got better. I don't know, but I have not gone back.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed season 2 a lot more than season 1. Season 1 was just Monster of the Week with Jim Gordon doing Jim Gordon things.
I dug that, and I thought Donald Logue's version of Harvey Bullock was awesome in season 1. I thought he was. I don't know what they did. They retooled the character. They changed his outfit. They gave him a different hat, and I was like, this is dumb.
They
yeah,
gave him a
that
different,
hat. Yeah,
He had the snap brim
Awful.
fedora in the first season, which
And
I
I'm not a
loved.
hipster, but I know fedoras.
But in the second season, they gave him more of a longer brim, more of like a plantation style hat. I was like, fuck this.
I think that's like the card-carrying way to become a hipster is you have to know the difference
no,
between.
that is
gotta be,
untrue. I watched WatchMojo.com on Are You a Hipster?
You
And-
watch WatchMojo.com.
Yeah.
That makes you a hipster.
And you know what? They said
Play along.
they
Cody.
said
Okay.
they said just because you have one or two of these tendencies does not make you a hipster. I have a beard. I've had a beard for a long time, and you know that.
Oh, that's true.
I do have black frame glasses. I
You're
can't.
not. You're not even. You have. Okay. You have other glasses besides those.
No, this is.
Those are not black frame.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
They're black and the
No, I'm
the,
talking.
the
Okay. Well,
frames
I
are black.
think.
No,
black
I
frame.
don't-
I'm talking about the old nerd glasses.
Right.
He
no,
did used to have Buddy Holly glasses
did
that he
used to.
used as motorcycle glasses.
Yes.
That counts.
But I had
Yep.
these
Wait,
are 1960s
you
G-Man
had the
glasses.
balls to ride a motorcycle?
Yeah, 1985 Honda Nighthawk 650.
Oh, so you can remember that, but because I remember the name of every single doctor.
Anyway, so I have a beard, but I've had a beard for a long time.
Yeah.
I technically have the glasses.
That's two.
Whatever. I wear plaid a lot.
That's 3.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know
Watch
it was
Mojo
black.
usually has 10 things. So far, you're off to a great start.
I drink a lot of coffee, but I do go to Starbucks. No. That is a franchise. Hipsters only go the DIY mom and pop.
no.
I
Coffee
still
shops.
remember you getting coffee at the Java Jive, a little mom and pop place in Hannibal,
Daniel,
Missouri.
Daniel, I got this for you.
So I think that counts.
That's 4.
I don't wear skinny jeans.
You wear enough layers that they eventually become skinny jeans.
We don't know if you're not wearing skinny jeans underneath your normal jeans.
Yeah. There's a good chance you're probably wearing 2 pairs of jeans right now.
I work out. I'm big into fitness. That's not a hipster thing.
Was it on their Watch Mojo list?
No, because
Okay, then let's move on.
fitness is a mainstream thing. Okay, Okay, I could not tell you a single folk bands and independent bands are like a big thing. Couldn't tell you.
Who's your favorite band?
Clutch. Mainstream band. Get off of it, sir.
A band I have never heard of until I started hanging out with you.
That doesn't mean they're not. Anyway,
Do
I
they
was
play their songs
I
usually on the
have
radio?
never heard them on
Didn't
the
you?
radio.
Yeah.
Didn't you used to listen to Strawfoot?
fuck off.
All right, that's 5.
I am not hipster. I swear to God.
Well, I think number 1 was proving that you're not a hipster.
The big one was doing an artisan type thing. Like you focus on such a niche project thing.
What, like a podcast?
Everyone podcast. Everyone podcast.
How much vinyl do you have?
A lot. Shut up.
Okay, then.
Fuck. I'm the one that brought it up anyway. All right.
Oh, best episode ever.
But here's the thing. Okay.
Oh.
To be fair and honest, one of the things was how much you deny you're a hipster makes you a hipster. I do that a lot. Okay. Fair enough. But
So
I
we're
am
like 7 now?
I am not
Self-loathing hipster.
I am not a hip. I like mainstream stuff.
Before it was mainstream.
So you like Deadpool?
No.
Because he's mainstream.
No. I like Batman v Superman.
No
That's
one likes
not-
Batman.
You only like that in an ironic way.
You only like it because you drive a Jeep Renegade.
Yeah, product placement worked for you. That is a...
That is not a hipster thing. I don't ride a bicycle.
I don't know.
A fixed gear bicycle. What's a fixed gear bicycle?
I don't know. I'm an adult. I drive a car like a
Yeah,
man.
me too. But apparently driving
Well, here's
riding a fixed gear bicycle is a hipster thing. I don't know what that is. I don't live in Portland, Oregon. I don't live in Austin, Texas. Shut up, Tyler. And I don't live in Seattle, Washington.
You used to live in Austin, Texas?
I wanted to move there.
All right, then.
I thought Tyler remembered that.
I did remember it. I
Yeah.
just
Well,
Okay.
I didn't know you was like this because I wouldn't have brought the shovel. You just keep digging.
that was a good
Dick.
one. That
Anyway.
was a good one.
Anyway, but apparently skin fade haircuts are a hipster thing too. But I haven't got
That's-
my haircut in like 3 weeks.
That's
so.
at least. That's probably because you don't have time.
Yeah, no, I used to get my haircut every 2 weeks.
Well, now you have someone to...
This is like the longest.
on.
This is like the longest haircut I've ever had.
Yeah, I think I've gone almost 6 months now without a haircut.
I used to go years with hair.
I gotta just still going.
Anyway.
Still going.
All right, moving on. Moving on. Okay, any other? Barbara Broccoli has confirmed Bond is going to stay a man.
Oh,
Bond, she's part. She kind of owns the Bond franchise. Bond was
we all
created.
can't be cool as Doctor Who.
She has stated Bond was created as a man. He's going to stay a man. She agrees there should be more strong female action characters. Let's just create new ones. There's no reason to change old ones.
That's fair.
So.
All right.
I agree with that. And connecting it to Doctor Who, John Pertwee worked with Ian Fleming and used to create gadgets for MI5.
Okay, birthdays today. Tyler may not know him by his name, but was a big fan of his show. Brandon Quinn, star of Big Wolf on Campus.
Oh, yeah?
He was the Big Wolf.
Yeah, I didn't like him as
On
much as
campus.
the other guy.
Yeah. Simon Cowell.
Love him. So
Yep.
nice.
That's a no from me.
Cody's hero, Vladimir Putin's birthday today. It is.
It's his birthday or it's his hero?
What?
What do you mean hero?
He's on your shirt
You
right
like
now.
him all the time. I don't know. You keep talking about him. You
Cody's wearing the I Love Putin
every time.
shirt.
Every time
Yeah.
Every
It's
not,
supposed to be ironic. It has a poop emoji in the title.
No.
See, it's ironic. I love Putin.
whenever we're not podcasting, you never shut up about him. It's like
Well, it's just his hair.
he's bald, isn't he?
It's still a
That's
hairstyle.
Oh, okay.
And it's not completely bald.
He
It's
wasn't
fade.
talking about his head.
Oh.
I mean, he's
fade.
he's definitely like a Patrick Stewart +2.
Right.
I mean,
Wow.
Okay. Anyway, moving on.
One, no. Two, I applaud you for the Adam comment. Oh.
Don't try to take my territory, please. You'll
He's
do it.
definitely
You'll do
he's
it better than
Definitely
I will.
a Michael Chiklis -1.
oh, that's fair. I can
There
see
you go.
Michael Chiklis -1.
There you go.
Where am I at? Yo-Yo Mom's birthday today.
Yo, what?
He was the creator of the mom jokes.
Yo, mama.
Yeah.
That was
No.
dumb.
Fuck. I wrote
was-
that. I thought that was good.
That one got me.
Okay. I wrote that. I was like, I hope someone laughs at that.
How much did you have to pay Daniel to laugh at?
Oh, I
$6.
wish he had paid me for that.
All right. I wrote this for Snyder, but he's not here. WWE NXT star Celeste Bonin.
That definitely sounds like a porn star.
I have two stuntmen today. First off is stunt woman Carol Daniels. She did stunts in Anaconda, the Blues Brothers, and Star Trek. And stuntman Diamond Farnsworth, No Way Out, They Live, and NCIS.
Is he related to Philip Farnsworth?
The
Philip
third.
J. Farnsworth?
Yes. Who names their kid Diamond?
People
kid blanket.
people who want porn
You know,
stars.
I know why he stunted for They Live, because he looks exactly like Roddy Piper.
Blanket?
No, Diamond Farnsworth.
Oh, okay.
Yo-Yo Mom
Why would
is
you
so
do-
fat that when she sits around the house, she sits around the house.
That doesn't make
Your
any
mama's
sense.
so fat, she has 2 watches, one for each time zone she's in.
No, Yo-Yo Ma.
Yo, ma.
Yeah.
God, please don't let that be how we end this episode.
No.
So anyway, I had MRSA and I had to go to the doctor.
No.
Did you go to
No. No. That's
Why-
the name of your doctor. No.
While I was at the doctor, I was watching the Star Wars Rogue One movie.
Which one?
The Rogue One.
Oh,
Eh,
You messed that up.
I did.
Totally
Yeah.
did.
you-
I've been sick with MRSA and herpes.
Did you go to the doctor?
I did.
Which doctor?
No.
The strange one. He made me take my pants off even though the infection was on my arm.
That was a weird dentist. Okay, anyway. You're up.
Yep, so Damage Control Podcast has been recorded at Underdark Comics and Games in Quincy, Illinois. Check us out on Facebook at Facebook/Underdark Comics, or check out our website at underdarkquincy.com. Send us an email, shoot us a message. Or
Yo-Yo
something, say
Mama.
hi. Yeah, screw that one up. That was the first time in like 40 episodes I screwed
know
that
it.
up.
You want to try it again?
No, it's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
It's good.
You can find Damage Control Podcasting on all the social media sites, at Dam Control at Twitter, on the Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, YouTube, Damage Control Podcasting. Reddit is at Daniel Control.
No.
Oh,
No, that's the reason I was so quiet. It's
Oh.
now Damn Control Podcasting.
on the
Reddit,
Reddit.
On the Reddit.
That's our subreddit is /r dam control.
Yes.
All right, we've got a Reddit.
Damn Control Podcast.
Dam control.
Okay.
Yep. /r dam control at Reddit.
We are a Reddit that is all about dams.
Yes.
Hoover.
And a lot of beavers.
I just posted our first thread fix to Ask Me Anything, I Answer.
Okay. Yeah. AMAS.
What? ATMs? What?
AMA. Ask me anything.
Really, we're going to get something weird. Like, how many things have Adam shoved up his butt?
Everyone knows that. Anyway.
42.
Yes. On a good day.
Vista, not a Vista.
What is that Java for what? Oh, okay.
I'm fairly certain that was from Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't even know where it was
I
from?
forgot.
I thought it was from Star Wars.
Yeah, I thought it was
sold
Java.
me.
I thought it was the Hut team.
No, that's the thing that Stitch says in the Galactic Council room that basically makes everybody like, oh, crap, this isn't a good thing.
They vomit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so contact us at damagecontrolpodcasting@gmail.com. The last one. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. See you guys. LNZ.
Vinci?
LNZ.
LNZ.
What does that mean?
It's from Doctor Who.
Yeah,
What does it
we
mean?
just
Whole
did a whole
episode of-
episode on it.
What about Doctor Who?
It means let's go.
I don't
Because he
remember.
finds
was-
it, he
yeah.
finds a character named Alonzo, so he says Alonzi, Alonzo.
Do you know I went to the doctor?
No.